everyone. Welcome to my Q&A for numerous celebrations, reaching 2,000 followers, end of the year, and 6 months uploading content on YouTube. I am beyond floored that I'm already hitting the 2,000 mark. As I said in the 1K special, that I never expected to get anywhere close to this. So, I absolutely adore and appreciate every single person who has ever watched, liked, commented, subscribed, anything. You guys are amazing people. And I am so excited to bring content to all of you. So like I said, I am going to do a Q&A, and I appreciate everybody who sent in questions. For those of you who haven't watched my 1K, I'll just do a brief intro about who I am. I go by the name Quinn Ann, or Quinn. I am 32 years old. I work full time. I'm married. I have no kids. All of my babies are furry, feathery, or scaly. I have 18 chickens, 2 miniature horses, a dog, a cat, a bearded dragon, and a cockatiel. So, I have a zoo. I am a pagan. I actually identify as a green witch. I am also a bisexual, non-binary person. I go by she, they pronouns, but I'm really totally cool with whatever. I only record as female because that is what I present most of the time. So the first question came from Mr. Fern, and they ask, what's your favorite part of making an audio, and how are you doing in this crazy time? So my favorite part about making an audio is the recording, without a doubt. Writing comes a close second when I can sit down and actually not have writer's block. When I have a bout of writer's block, then it is the most frustrating point to be in. But committing to a weekly upload makes it so I don't have a choice but to write. I mean, I do, but in my head, it's like you are going to try to write first. It really forces me to figure out a way to get out of that writer's block, which is really cool, actually. It's a really cool effect of this that I didn't even think about when I started. But my favorite part is definitely the recording. I love acting, and I have for years. So even though it's just with my voice, it's still acting, and it's actually coming from the stage and some film. Voice acting is a whole different world because you don't have your body to help signify things. You have to signify emotions and thoughts and feelings with your voice, and you have nothing else to go with. Maybe some sound effects, but and doing it in a role play fashion is even harder because there's nobody to play off of. It's really forcing me to grow in ways that you can't necessarily with stage acting. So definitely my favorite part. And even though this wasn't asked, I will tell you my least favorite part is editing. I hate editing. Mainly because I don't like listening back to my audios. Once I finish them, I don't listen to them again. Partially because I've already listened to them 8 million times when I'm cutting and splicing and editing and compressing and all this other stuff. So the last thing I want to do is listen to it again. But it is very time consuming. Like, I knew it was a lot of work, but I really didn't realize how much work. And then part 2 of the question was, how are you doing in this crazy time? My husband and I both are kind of in that spot where it's like, we know 2020 has sucked absolute balls. But on a personal level, it's actually been pretty good for us. We recently moved into an apartment, and it's a much smaller place than where we were living before. It's a lot nice. Well, yeah, I think it's a lot nicer. And it's so much easier to keep clean. Plus, I started this YouTube channel, and both of us are fortunate that we're both still working. I mean, obviously, with the way the world's gone, with COVID and with violence and all this other stuff, it's been really stressful. I live in a very small community. We are seeing rapid growth of COVID-19, so with how rural this area is that I live, we don't have the hospital capacity. So I know I personally have been super worried and anxious about it. I haven't gone and done much outside of my apartment, and neither's my husband, but it's scary. So this crazy year has been absolutely crazy in that personally it's been good, but also it's not been good. My next one is Oblitus. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm sorry. They asked, what is your ultimate goal for YouTube? and that they understand if I didn't have one yet. So, my pie in the sky dream is to make this my full-time job. Right now, I'm definitely not in a position to, and I don't want to say I don't foresee myself going that way. I don't want to bank on going that way, I guess. That is my ultimate dream. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to work my ass off to try to achieve that. I really would. I would love to do this full time. But for the time being, I just want it to grow. I want the community to grow. I want to offer entertainment for people, especially in this time, just going back to COVID and isolation and social distancing. I found that other ASMR artists were really helpful in kind of bridging that loneliness. And so I am hoping to do the same for others. And I do kind of want to eventually have a library of audios that people can use, not just for entertainment, but as help, help for depression or nightmares or anxiety or all these other things that, I personally have gone through and I would like to help others get through. So I guess for now, that is my goal, is just to grow the channel, grow the content, and make it super accessible for everybody. So that was a very good question. Next question is from Hey What Up, and they ask, what are some of your favorite animes? I'm afraid to answer this question because I don't want you guys all to hate me, but I don't really watch anime. My husband is super big into it. One of my best friends, she watches it. She's watched every anime series I could ever think of. But I haven't really personally watched too many. I do like Studio Ghibli films. I think one of the only anime series that I've watched that I have watched more than once is Rurouni Kenshin. And I know that's an older anime, but that one is one of my favorites, so I guess I'll go with that. I'm sorry, please don't hate me. All right. So, Catherine Gallagher, I think I'm saying that name right, asked, what are your favorite things to do? So, some of my favorite things to do is acting. Obviously, you guys probably figured that out. Pre-COVID, I actually was heavily involved in our local civic theater. Acting is definitely a passion of mine, and I really miss it. So I think that's part of the reason I started this channel. But acting, I like writing. Again, not surprising. But outside of those two things, right now I'm video gaming. My current gaming obsession right now is We Happy Few. I just started Act 3. I know I'm behind the times with that, but I don't care. I played Phasmophobia for the first time with my husband the other week and scared the shit out of both of us. It was great. So yeah, video games, writing, acting. I am a practicing witch, so I do a lot of witchy stuff, and I absolutely love that. So it's one of my favorite things to do. So my hobbies. Then we had a comment from Brazen Monkey 227. It just said, "Good job, keep it up." I really appreciate that. I hope that I can continue providing you guys content that you really enjoy. So when I get comments like that, you guys have no idea. It makes me feel so good. Kyle Clark asked, when are you going to do full werewolf transformation videos here? Now, I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I'm assuming you are referring to the Of Fangs and Roses series. And I'm trying to remember if Quinn has done a full transformation. I know she did a quick one in the second audio, and then she detransitioned in this last one. But yeah, I don't know if she's done a full one. It will be in the series at some point. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, just in the audios. It'll happen. I don't have it written in a script yet. I don't have a script for the next few episodes written yet. Yeah, just keep listening. I'm sure you'll hear it. And if that's not what you were meaning, please let me know. I know you asked this question a couple of times, so I want to make sure that I actually answer it to the best of my abilities and that it's what you were referring to. I guess keep listening, and hopefully that'll happen soon. Alright, Chum Isn't Fun asked, how do you make the sound effects for the werewolf changing? I actually don't make many of my own sound effects. I actually get a lot of them from freesound.org, but the werewolf transformation sounds are found there, and a lot of them that I use for the bones breaking and such are either sticks breaking or celery breaking, and then you can pitch them to different sounds, different tones, different speeds. So I do tweak the sound of them every now and then, but I do a lot of times layer them. So I'll have different sound effects that I will layer with each other to make it sound different. And as far as the growling and undertone, I just change the pitch. I'll copy the audio onto a new track and then distort the one voice, the copied voice, and leave the first voice, the original, unchanged. So then you have the speaking voice, but then you have that dark and underneath it. So I'm still trying to perfect the sounds, but that's kind of how I'm doing it for now. I don't know if that'll change, but so far I've been pretty happy with it. Grandma 1805 asked broccoli on pizza, and to that I say hell no. Broccoli is disgusting. Why would you put it on pizza? That said, I do eat like veggie pizzas and stuff, so I mean I do eat it. I don't like broccoli. I don't like vegetables. I am a pineapple on pizza kind of person, so hopefully that doesn't turn too many away. Alright, Chris S asked cat or dog. Now, you can't ask me to choose between animals. I am an animal lover. I grew up with both cats and dogs. My husband and I have a cat and a dog in this apartment. The cat absolutely, absolutely hates me. She wants nothing to do with me. But our dog is fantastic, and I love my dog. She is amazing, and she's such a good girl. And she's out there sleeping right now and not bothering me while I'm recording, which is amazing. So Catherine asked the second question as what kind of audios do you like to listen to, if any? I love listening to audios. That's what inspired me to do this in the first place, was I was listening to other audios. I have my favorite artists. Um, I can safely say that most of us know Cardland Audio, one of my favorites. Aussie Ben, another one of my favorites. But there's other ones too that I really enjoy listening to. Those Cardland and Ben are the two that actually kind of inspired me to start my own. I've listened to a wide variety. Like all of you, I like the yanderes. I like the listener being in a really bad bind, and the artist either being the captor or the one trying to save you. So I love those, but I do also really appreciate the comfort ones. I've dealt with a lot of mental health problems my entire life, so sometimes it is nice to hear somebody else just telling you it's okay. So I do love those. Yeah. I like any of the fantasy stuff too. So yeah, I listen to everything pretty much. Oblitus also asked, "What's your favorite ancient YouTube video, like the ones that are 9 to 10 plus years old?" Okay, so I'm gonna really out myself. I already told you that I was in my 30s, but I remember a time before YouTube. So I saw a lot of the OG viral videos when viral videos were kind of a new thing. And I'm only saying this one because it recently showed up on my on my YouTube feed, which is really weird. YouTube's been doing this thing all of a sudden where they're like just blasting videos on our YouTube feed where it's just like 13 years old, and the harder, better, faster, stronger hands. It's this person wrote all the lyrics to Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk on their hands. I mean, all of them, because the lyrics aren't really varied much, but they do a dance with the hands. And if you haven't seen it, if you type in Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger hands, I'm pretty sure it pops up. It is the video that's like 13 years old, but I only saying that one because that's one I remember right off the top of my head, and because it just popped up. But I also, oh my god, what was it called? Charlie the Unicorn, in Candy Mountain. I was obsessed with that series for a long time. I haven't watched it in a while, so I'll have to check it out again. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. I know there's more that I haven't thought of in years. But if they if they pop back on my feed, I'll be sure to watch them and I guess let you know. But those are the ones offhand that I can think of. I'm gonna butcher your name, but CJEMM5D, that's how I'm saying it, asked, "What gave you the inspiration of Fangs and Roses, or what made you want to do ASMR?" So I'll answer the first one. My inspiration for Fangs and Roses really just came from I wanted to write a werewolf series. And actually, the funny thing was it was supposed to be like a reverse Little Red Riding Hood story, and it just never I started writing it and it completely went off in a different direction. I do want to do a Little Red Riding Hood ASMR twisted fairy tale type thing, but I tend to have stories that, and even in this ASMR stuff, that I don't really plan on. But for the most part, these just kind of take on a life of their own. So these characters kind of did what they wanted to do, and that's where we're going. I think also part of it was that I wanted to get in I wanted to get into the vampire and werewolf side of the ASMR community because I really like a lot of those audios, but I didn't want to do vampire. I've always been interested in werewolves, so I was like, I'll just do it where I'm the werewolf. And then, like I said, it took on life of its own, and we are where we're at now. What made me want to do ASMR? I accidentally discovered it and started listening to it and became super obsessed with it. I absolutely loved that the community has been so supportive. Like even before I started, I would see comments on other ASMR artists' videos, and the comments were funny. You guys are freaking hilarious. The community was really upbeat and kind of like, kind of like people that I would like to be around. So once I kind of was in my own and once I was kind of getting a little stir crazy with quarantine, I was like, I need to do something. And so I was like, well, my husband's got a bunch of audio equipment. Granted, it's a little bit older, but he's got a bunch of stuff. I like to act. I can write. Let's just do these. I mean, 15-minute audio, how long can it take? And well, found out it takes a long time, but a lot of the ASMR artists now also kind of inspired me too. I know I enjoyed their content, and some of their content really did help me. And the thought was, you know what, if I can do that to entertain and help people, especially through this whole pandemic, I want to do that. It's the least I can do. So it just kind of started there and it took off. Blue asked, are you planning on exploring more female for female audios? And by the way, I love your fantasy audios. First of all, thank you. I love doing the fantasy audios. They're some of my favorites. And second of all, yeah, hell yeah. I plan on doing a lot more female for female. I do get flack on some of these videos sometimes about people wanting me to do more female for anyone or female for male, which I look at my female for anyone list and it's huge. But I do want to upload, and I will upload more female for female audios. I kind of use it as a therapy for me in a way, and what I mean by that was by the time I came out of the closet to myself, I was already in a relationship with my now husband, and I love him so much. I never wanted to break it off, but I kind of missed out on, having girlfriends and stuff like that. So I guess this is kind of my way to have girlfriends, kind of my way to have that without cheating or leaving my husband. So definitely we'll have more of those. Evan Davies asked, what gave you the idea to start an ASMR channel or what inspired you? Kind of already talked about this again. It was finding the community itself, the other artists. I liked everything about it. And I wanted a way to act because right now the theaters are closed. I don't have that option to act right now. This kind of gave me that opportunity. So I was really happy that I was like, you know what, I'll just try it. And if I don't like it, no harm, no foul. But I found that I really like it. So want to keep continuing. And Anon asked, what are some of your top anime? Again, I don't watch anime very much, but I'll say Rurouni Kenshin. I am sorry. I know a lot of you guys are really into the anime, but I can't do it. It's not that I can't do it. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of things, so that doesn't help. But I'm sorry. And part of the other, I think I skipped, but Evan Davies also said love the content. Really appreciate that. I'm really glad. And the Anon also said they're pretty cool. Also appreciate that. You guys make me blush. I love you guys. You guys are really great for a self-confidence boost, I'll tell you that. But I am so glad you guys are all enjoying the audios. I know not everybody likes everything, and that is fine. So for the future, for 2021, I hope to rein in my quality of my audio. My next step is to get a new amp because the amp that I'm using now is ancient. So that's my next step. I'm still learning audio editing as I go, but eventually I want to get the quality of my audios to be a bit better. I'm gonna leave this here because this is getting really long, and I can't thank you guys enough. You're amazing. First of all, I was never expecting to get monetized as quickly as I did. I'm not that I'm making huge money off YouTube right now, and I don't, like I said, don't plan on it, but that is really cool. When I first saw that I needed, I think it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. By the way, last time I looked, I think I was at 410 days of watch time from you all. So that's well over a year of watch time that you guys have put in on my videos. So I don't even know. I have no I have no it's something I was like, I just can't wrap my mind around that. Thank you all so, so much. I really appreciate all your support, and I hope to bring you some more really awesome audio in the future. Thanks so much. I love you all, and stay tuned.